Hello, my people. Welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk About Everything series. Thank you for joining me on the journey so far. We've had some amazing episodes and some really good guests, but we have so much more to give you in the next week. Now, today's episode is around unlocking strategies in real estate, Numbasa Marwela's journey to over 100 million dirhams in sales. Our guest today, Numbasa Marwela, moved to Dubai a few years ago, and just after taking a break from work, where she was a housewife, she moved into Dubai real estate, and she's done an amazing job building a diverse team. Hi, Numbasa.
Hey, Ify, how are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's my absolute
Tell us,
pleasure.
Numbasa, how did you get into real estate in Dubai?
Real estate in Dubai, I would say the bank found me. And when it did find me, it bit me. So during my break of trying to figure out what did I want to do, I decided to look into real estate because it was something that I was actually doing previously in South Africa. But how was I going to go about it was the question. And yeah, when I was ready, I stepped into it and I've never looked back.
How different is real estate in South Africa from Dubai?
It's very different in terms of the legislation. It's different in terms of the turnaround time. I mean, Dubai is the hustle and bustle.
Yes.
Everything is fast. Everything is, it's a jungle.
It is.
Jungle. People are hungry here and people are here to smash it.
Yeah.
Real estate in South Africa, on the other hand, yes, it's hustle and bustle as real estate is, but things are more slower. I mean, a transaction can take up to 3 months to just be processed and, to say it's official, it's done. Unlike here, we've got the support of DLD and such structures that make closing a transaction easier and quicker, and you move on to the next.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met you a couple of years ago, working for one of the biggest developers. One of the things I liked the most about you was how often you used to come to the office. It was like you lived in the office. It was like you were always having your calls, having your client meetings. That spirit, would you say that's an African spirit that is helping you to be a lot more successful?
I'd say so. So during that period, actually, it was when I had just entered the industry in this city, and I was hungry to learn. I was hungry to understand because it's an industry that I haven't been in a different city. Actually, to just clarify, so I knew that people that are there already have got many years ahead of me, and how do I catch up? What makes me different? Put in double the work, and it pays off, and I've seen that.
Amazing. Now you built an amazing brand. So you first built your own real estate brand, but now you're SIF's official licensee in Dubai. Now, for those that don't know, SIF is one of the biggest real estate companies in South Africa. They are also in other parts of Africa as well.
Correct.
They have over 50 years of heritage. Now, 60
yeah.
years of heritage. Okay, so what does it feel like to be SIF's official licensee? And then from a numbers perspective, you've done phenomenal numbers. How have you built the team and how have you motivated the team to succeed?
So as you mentioned, I obviously started off with my own brand. I was an unknown brand before. I was just Numbasa, but with putting in the work and, putting yourself out there, I would say that is how we got to where we are today. Just always remember somebody is always watching, even if you think they are not. And, the previous work that I was doing as my own brand is what caught the attention of the SIF group.
Amazing.
And it's what, eventually led to them thinking, this is the person that is capable of taking our brand where we want it. I mean, 60 years of existence, over 250 brands.
Wow.
In Southern Africa and Mauritius. Over 1,200 agents. So for them to come and say, we see potential in you and you are the one that we want to open this branch with, it's a big milestone for them.
Yes.
It's the first real estate company that is from Africa to be opened here.
Amazing.
So yeah, it was a big milestone. So for me, I'd say it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
It still feels surreal because I grew up seeing SIF I mean, as you said, it's one of the biggest companies in Southern Africa, second biggest in Africa. So if you go to South Africa, everybody knows Seif.
Yes.
So it's, you know, you grew up seeing this brand, and then a couple of years later, you are part of history with that brand. So yeah, it just says, you know, keep going.
Of course.
Dreams are valid, and yeah, put in the work, it pays off.
Okay, amazing. I asked the question about motivation. So how do you have such a diverse team? How do you motivate your team to succeed? I follow Seif on social, so I'm always seeing the closures. In the last week alone, I've seen over 20 million dirhams in closures. How do you motivate this team to succeed?
So I'm a leader that lives by the talk. So I believe in setting the example and putting in the work that I tell my team to put in as well. You know, they know I will hang out with them. Some of my team members, when they talk to me, they will refer to me as hi sis, you know. So one of the most important values out of the 7 in Seif is family. So they are big on creating a structure that is, you know, your office space must not feel like an office space. You build a family, which is why recently we had awards at Seif, the annual awards in Johannesburg. We had people that have been with the group for 40 years, 50 years even, 30 years. So they were giving long service awards. And part of that is because Seif really believes in the family value.
Amazing.
So my team members, we have an open door policy. You know, we motivate them by also living out the example. I do closures myself, so I'm not just a licensee or the franchisor or whatever. I do sales myself, and you know, I show them how it's done, and I've got a policy to say, look, if you need help, I'm here anytime. They drop me text at 11 p.m. I will answer them. They know that, you know, I don't have a filter to say you can't, you can, anything. It's, you know, that platform is open for them.
Excellent. Okay, so now let's talk about Dubai a little bit. Now, so why Dubai? What's most interesting to Dubai from a property buyer's perspective? I know a lot of Africans now are buying to Dubai, and I'm sure even since you launched out Seif and started doing all the work, I'm sure a lot of Southern Africans are buying through you as well. Why Dubai? What's most interesting about Dubai?
The most interesting thing, or the most, you know, amazing thing about Dubai is it's one of the biggest growing property sectors worldwide in terms of real estate investments. I mean, in the past 2 years alone, Dubai has grown 40%. And there's no part in the world that can compare to that. It's the fastest growing returns, you know, real estate sector, if I can put it like that. And the benefits that come with buying property in Dubai, it just shows you how much they believe in their property sector, and the benefits that come with owning real estate in Dubai. And you know, you're not just owning property, but you get a golden visa, you know, that comes with having an offshore bank account, that comes with a whole lot of benefits, not just for yourself, by the way, for your family as well. So, I mean, you're getting ROI, and then you're getting all these benefits as well on the side. So why not Dubai? And if you look at the vision of the Dubai government, I mean, I'll refer to the Dubai 2030 vision, you know, you want to be part of that. You know, this is a visionary government. That alone shows you that, you know, as much as people have asked, is this bubble that we are on of this growth where people are making 100% capital growth on properties, especially off plan, how long is it going to last? And when I say look, from what I'm reading, we're looking at over 10 years, you know. Of course, I can't see, you know.
For sure,
But
it's tracking, the trends are tracking.
The trends are talking.
We're about 4 years into this now.
Exactly. And that alone shows you that the vision that, you know, Dubai government has is starting to pay off and has kept the so-called bubble going. For how long, we don't know, but it's working. So why not Dubai? And I think another important factor that I want to add is that I always tell people, let's say the bubble does burst at some point. It will never burst to where you bought it from,
Yeah.
As much as you make 100% capital growth now and the bubble bursts, it will never go back to zero,
Yes, of course.
So either way, you will make the growth that you need to make.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, what's your advice to first-time buyers?
First-time buyers, get in touch with a reputable broker like Sif.
Yeah.
Yes, ask questions. Research on areas. Different areas have got different ROIs. But again, your broker is there to answer all those questions. And don't try to go for the cheapest. The cheapest is not always the best. And if it's too good to be true, chances are it might not be now.
Yeah.
But, once you get your keys and so forth, you'll realize why it sounded too good to be true. So rather go for quality over quantity. That pays off, and that is what will make your investment worth it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So what's next for you and for Sif?
Oh my gosh, we've got so much coming up. First, we want to grow Sif the brand to be a household brand in Dubai. But obviously, we've seen that we are a trusted brand in South Africa and in Africa as a whole. We've got over 300,000 South Africans in the UAE, and that alone, is our unique selling point. So we don't want to focus on what the whole industry is focusing on, like, tapping into the Russian market or the Chinese market. What makes us special? We are a trusted African brand.
Amazing.
And that alone makes us different and puts us ahead when it comes to other brands.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Numbasa,
Thank
for
you,
joining me.
EP.
It's been a very, very rich conversation.
Thank you so
I'm sure I'm going
much.
to invite you again very soon. There's certain other questions I would like to ask, but let me ask. But thank you so much.
I look forward to it. Thank you so much for having me.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining today's episode. That was Numbasa Mawela. Please follow Sif on Instagram. Numbasa has shared a lot of amazing tips for you, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow in our next episode.